Wonder Woman 1984. Let's talk about Wonder Woman 1984. This movie has some brilliant themes that it didn't properly focus on or properly explore, wrapped up in an unnecessarily long story, portrayed by terrible characters. I've seen the movie once. I don't think it's worth rewatching. I haven't seen any other reviews. I wanted to keep my impressions untainted by what outside influences say, so that my review isn't simply, I agree with what other people have said when they say. That being said, before watching this movie, I'd heard through the grapevine that the main bad guy was essentially Donald Trump. I didn't see it, nor did I see any major current political themes, and I was looking. Sure, someone more deranged than me may see it, but I think that's a very forced viewing of the movie. And finally, before I get into any spoilers, if you're planning on watching it, consider this question. Which of the characters do you most relate to, or most want to be? Righto, onto some spoilers. If you want to pause or go away, then now's your chance. The premise of the movie is this. There is a magical item, a wish stone, that grants you one wish. I think from the outset it's clear that it is a wish with a cost, but it doesn't explicitly tell you that there is a cost until later in the movie. And when the cost is revealed to the characters, it's after their wish has been granted. The opening scenes of the movie are action sequences, one set in Wonder Woman's childhood, the other set in current day movie time, which is 1984. Unfortunately, DC isn't Marvel, so the 1984 action scene was pretty, but it left a lot to be desired. The second scene sets the direction for the movie. We're introduced to Barbara. Barbara is gorgeous, but because she's wearing a baggy skirt and glasses, she's looked down upon. She's ignored or forgotten by everyone. Barbara loses balance walking in her high heels, and her briefcase falls open, spilling her papers everywhere. And this is where we meet every single periphery male character. Every single male is an unrealistic, over-the-top stereotype of a male chauvinist jock brah. More on them later. For now, the reaction to seeing Barbara drop her papers is to completely ignore her. Even when she calls out her male colleagues' names directly to ask for help, she's treated like she doesn't exist. In walks Wonder Woman's regular persona, Diane. Diane helps Barbara pick up her papers but proceeds to ostracize and belittle her. While helping, they have veiled, friendly small talk. Barbara nervously asks, essentially, "Want to go for dinner? Or lunch? Later? Maybe? Perhaps ever? Maybe?" To which Diane says, "I'm pretty busy, I've got a lot on my plate and I never go out." Which, if you've ever been rejected by a woman, you know that that's a flat out no. Barbara then tries to play down spilling her papers everywhere by blaming her high heels. To which Diane shows off her high heels and how easily she moves in them. This sets the scene for the rest of the movie. Wonder Woman doesn't come out looking like a noble hero. She doesn't look like she epitomizes grace, elegance, and poise, or the archetypes of femininity. She doesn't even come out looking like she's the archetype of good, truth, and justice. For the rest of the movie, watch Diane and Barbara's relationship. Barbara works at the museum with Diane as a colleague in a different field. Diane constantly condescends to Barbara and is only interested in what Barbara can do for her. Diane simply uses Barbara for her own gain. Wonder Woman simply uses Barbara, which means parts of the story haven't been properly set up by the time the movie eventually gets to them. From this second opening scene alone, we can see what Barbara wants. Barbara simply wants a friend. She wants self-confidence. She wants to be noticed, or at least the respect of her colleagues. Unfortunately, when given the opportunity to make a wish, what she thinks she wants is Diane's character stats. She sees Diane and thinks, Diane has friends, has self-confidence, is noticed, and is respected. That's what I want, therefore I need her strength. Conversely, what Diane wants, or what Wonder Woman wants, is someone to keep her grounded and to show her the good in humanity. So her wish is for her boyfriend from the first movie to come back and be with her. The movie never explored the idea that Barbara and Diane could be friends, that they could grant the underlying desires of each other's wish without the need for making a wish by exploring a platonic friendship. This could have been a brilliant theme to explore. People are lonely, especially in today's world, when, in general, friends have been so absent due to the global situation. It would have been great to explore their loneliness and then growth in friendship with each other, but the movie doesn't do that. And it would have been great to explore the idea that what we want may not be what we actually need. Again, the movie doesn't explore that. The day after this scene, after having her wish granted and Wonder Woman's character stats downloaded into her, Barbara removes her baggy skirt and starts wearing something tighter and shorter. As she walks out of her office into the open area where her colleagues are, this immediately garners everyone's attention and apparent respect. She becomes Miss Popular. This is a terrible message to send. You may be right to say that this is a social commentary, but the fact that all the periphery male characters, and all the male non-main characters for that matter, are exactly the same and bear no semblance to reality, throws that idea out the window for me. I don't think it's mere commentary on where culture and society is at the moment. And I think now's a good time to address these peripheral male characters. It's good when a movie stretches and subtly exaggerates features to draw attention to them. But this was so far beyond stretching that it became unbelievable. Consider the series Firefly. There is a diverse cast, each of which is a portrayal of a different archetype. And so there is a balance to the tension and a sort of self-awareness they all bring to each other. In Wonder Woman, every periphery male character is like Jane from Firefly. He was the oblivious, brutish, aggressive skirt hunter. And in Firefly, he was balanced out by the honor that the captain epitomized. In Wonder Woman, there's no one to epitomize that honor, there's no one to epitomize noble, like the captain does, to balance that perverseness out. In Wonder Woman, the periphery males, the NPCs if you will, were just over-the-top stereotypes rather than archetypes. Therefore, when the movie wants you to think of Barbara as gorgeous, there is a change to her physical appearance. And I think that the movie missed a golden opportunity to show young women that they can garner respect and they can garner attention by having self-confidence, for example, in their own skin, wearing what they want to wear rather than wearing less and tighter clothing. The other character worth focusing on is Maxwell Lord. Maxwell appears to be the high-flying business tycoon, but he's just a con man who takes other people's money. When he gets his hands on the wish stone, he wishes that the stone becomes a part of him so that he can grant others wishes. By the time he does this, we see that there is a wish with a cost, and that the cost is never explicitly stated until that which you wish for has come to pass. So we see that there is no way he is doing this out of a sense of nobility. We see that he's doing this to see what he can get out of it. And this fits in with his persona as a con man. One question to ask of any character is, what motivates them to do what they're doing? In the case of Maxwell, the obvious answer is not the right answer. The obvious answer is that he is motivated by his own desire to be great, to have power, for global dominance, for something along those lines. To me, that seems like it's the conclusion that Maxwell has come to, and it seems like the misguided conclusion that Maxwell has come to. I think the underlying motivation for these desires for global dominance, for respect, etc., is because he wants his son to be proud of who his father is. He wants his son to be happy with himself. He wants his son, Alistair, to be happy with the father, Maxwell. So what Maxwell does is build up his own importance and greatness, but ignores his son in the process. Again, this isn't a theme explored by the movie. It's simply something that they make mention of throughout the movie, but they don't properly use that to set up the ending for. The movie had so much potential to explore the importance of family relationships, especially the relationship between father and son with Maxwell and Alistair. This is something done particularly well by Shazam, which uses the platform of a DC superhero to delve deeply into the importance of family relationships. Like with Diane and Barbara, they don't explore the idea that Maxwell thinks he wants something, which is not what he actually needs. This is a common unexplored thing. Like the US president wishes for more nukes because he thinks that would lead to peace with the Soviets. Unfortunately, it has the opposite effect. This movie had so much potential to be another great DC flick if it explored either of these two themes, the importance of relationships or the importance of knowing what you want compared to what you actually need. As the movie goes on, it becomes more apparent that Barbara hasn't been set up well. As Barbara grows in strength and finds out what she can really do because she's got Wonder Woman stats, she apparently loses her thoughtfulness and caring nature. Wonder Woman appeals to how much less thoughtful and caring Barbara has become, but the movie hasn't shown us that Barbara was ever thoughtful or caring, and it didn't show us that Wonder Woman had ever paid attention to her when she was apparently thoughtful and caring. Because Wonder Woman's character has been set up so terribly, she doesn't come across as the hero archetype. Right at the very end, when Wonder Woman makes the appeal to every individual's truth and justice, it feels like she hasn't been properly given that personal platform to make the appeal from because of how terribly she's treated Barbara throughout the entirety of the movie. And right at the very end, when Maxwell hears her appeal and accepts it to go and be with his son, it doesn't seem like the relationship had been properly set up for that to be a plausible thing that Maxwell's character does. And that's what I thought of Wonder Woman 1984. A few post notes. What is the point of an invisible jet if your character is going to learn to fly? Why is it that when everyone makes a wish, they wish for something selfish? I can't imagine a world where no one would wish for global peace, for example. And what was the point of that whole Egypt sequence? It's almost like someone said, "I wish for more Wonder Woman." And the response was, "For that, I will take half an hour of your life, and I will give you unnecessary sequences that add nothing to the story."